is going to be another spot ETF in North America. On top of that, President Trump talks about the future of digital assets in the US and the Genius Act. Jay Claver drops a bomb on us and tells us a lot of other news about XRP and Ripple. Always something new to learn. Here's where you should be to keep up with XRP, Ripple, and crypto news. Trump says that digital goods are what the future holds will belong to our country. He thinks that the Genius Act will be passed by the House and sent to him right away. We just passed the Genius Act with a vote of 68 to 29 or 30. It now goes to the House of Representatives, and if the House votes on the Genius Act the way it is now, it will go straight to the president's desk. Before it gets to the president's desk, the House will have to send any changes back to the Senate for one last vote. Jake Claver sets off a bomb. The world's derivatives market is already worth $4 quadrillion, and XRP is used as real-time security. The way we handle money now seems very old compared to that. You have the plans for the future in your hands. In the live shows, we talk about this. This is something we talk about in Crypto Airs. This is what we talked about here. Having some of these digital goods is like having a piece of the money system of the future. We have no idea what will happen next. We don't know how much value will be added to the chain, how fast it will happen, or which change will get all that value right away. We do know, though, that this is a part of banks, central banks, credit unions, other financial institutions, companies, and the infrastructure of financial markets all over the world. All of them know that crypto is the way of the future and will help businesses all over the world make a lot of money. Next is Ripple, which is clearly their marketing team. I'd love to talk to someone on the Ripple marketing team. You guys do great work. Only people worth a lot of crypto can like this tweet. XRP, it's going to happen. That is so good, man. That's great. Okay, what's up with the spot ETF, Sensei? I get it. 3IQ starts the XRP ETF, the first XRP spot ETF on the Toronto Stock Exchange is called XRPQ, which sounds like Q-tip or XRP. Like there was that other one not long ago. Anyhow, this is fine. It doesn't matter who comes in first, second, or 15th. People in Canada who buy in the stock market will soon be able to invest in cryptocurrency or XRP spot ETFs. XRPQ, I always think of Q-tip, is one of the first ETFs in North America to offer exposure to XRP. It starts out with no management fee for the first 6 months, and Ripple is smooth because it was one of the first investors in the fund. They're smooth. Wonderful. It's one thing to say you're building or helping the community. It's another thing to show up every day and do it. This is what Ripple does. I admire them. This is where the news is. An important rollout. This adds to 3IQ's reputation as a reliable leader in bringing regulated first-to-market digital asset investment options to the market. Now, I think their team wrote this, so please don't believe everything they say. I don't know how 3IQ came to be. If you want to work for this business, please make sure you do your research first. Talk to someone who helps you with money. That is very important to know. It is about Ripple, which is a leader in blockchain solutions. And now we have today's date, a world first, the launch of the 3IQ XRP ETF, which starts trading today on the Toronto Stock Exchange. 3IQ is a company that helps people invest in digital assets. Wonderful. Their 3IQ team will also ring the TSX floors closing bell this afternoon, which will go to Karamarika. I can't say it. I don't roll my tongue. Almost. Oh, that's it. This important start in North America. Please do what you need to do. Of course, we also want to congratulate our friends in Canada. Good to hear that. Also, some information is coming to light. Ripple took Alchemy Pay around the world. Visa users in 173 countries can now use RLUUSD. You can use Apple Pay and Google Pay. For the most part, I wanted to put this paper into Perplexity, scan it, and see if there was any other information I was missing that would help me give you more background. That's the main idea and the gist. Ripple and Alchemy Pay have revealed a major partnership that will let users buy their new stablecoin RLUSD with a number of common payment methods. Supporters see this as a big step toward widespread use of XRP in its ecosystem, making it easier for people and businesses to get and use. In terms of Alchemy Pay integration, we did talk about Visa and MasterCard, Apple Pay, and Google Pay bank payments and mobile wallets used in your own country. That should cover almost every phone in the world that isn't made by Apple or Google. Of course, there are other brands and names out there, but let's find out how much of the cell phone market is made up of Apple and Google. Want to know? Okay, there are some other things we should know about this relationship or rollout with South Korea, including institutional move, Ripple, and XDAX, pronounced XDACS. Ripple has also joined forces with BDAX. The partnership with a regulated Korean crypto custody company gives banks and other institutions safe legal access to both XRP. The goal of this partnership is to allow big banks to join the XRP environment, which will boost trust and use among institutions. Why does this matter? That's a great question. Access for users can now be bought with common payment ways, which makes it easier for the average person to use. Utility and accessibility. The partnership makes XRP much more useful and easier for more people to reach, which could lead to more people using and adopting it around the world. Institutional trust. Now that there are solutions in place for institutional custody, banks and business investors may feel safer working with XRP and RL. This could lead to more financial integration on a larger scale. Let's look at it. It works with 173 fiat outlets in 300 countries. And just to answer your question about what share of all phones that were sold were Apple's, 55 million were shipped in the first quarter. Okay, that's not the number I wanted for the whole world. Did I not see it? United States, Google's Pix made up 4% of all smartphones shipped in the third quarter, behind Apple, Samsung, and a big Chinese brand. Those are the only names that matter. I wish you would. Apple has 19% of the world's smartphone market, and Google Pixels is nowhere to be found. The 4% of these numbers would be a lot more. I also understand why that's making this clear. Ripple is set up to work with Fedwire. This is an old file, but it's great that I can now load them into Perplexity and find some really cool information. I only wanted to make sure that these papers are real. I've done this before, but this is a quick way for me to show you so you know what you're seeing. The papers shown here are real. It does quickly talk about Ripple blockchain, ISO 2022, and a bunch of other things that are linked. Let's check to see if this is a real number. Did it teach me the same thing? I give up now. Please tell me what number it is in the comments. It would be really helpful. Let's go. To give you a document. The two pictures you sent look like photos and scans of SFIN promotional or educational materials. In the first document, SFIN's relationship with Fedwire and the Federal Reserve's move to ISO standards are talked about. A data sheet for SFIN's IMS Payments Corporate Payment Hub is in the second file, pointing out its features, approved standards, and benefits for banks and other financial institutions, as well as checking the authenticity of authors and doing visual and content reviews. Details about the industry are used in the paper, along with consistent branding and references to current technologies and standards, such